Welcome back, team. We have seen examples specific to the modules in our previous part, and especially for today's part, we'll focus more on the pipeline. So, how exactly we need to set up a pipeline in Azure, and how and what are the benefits usually we'll get out of it. Those things we'll discuss first, and later on we'll go for the implementation. Alright. So generally, implementing the Terraform pipeline definitely offers a lot of advantages, especially when you are working in a collaborative and dynamic environment. Okay, coming to the benefits. Okay, benefits to use the pipeline, or what exactly the benefits usually you will get out of it. So the first one is infrastructure IAC. So what are the things we are discussing, right? As IAC consistency. Okay, so that's the first thing you will get. Consistency. So now, what is this IAC consistency? Infrastructure as a code consistency. And I'm just keeping the title here. Okay. Pipeline advantages. Okay. You can keep advantages. Okay. All right. So the first one is the IAC consistency. What exactly the IAC consistency? How really it is really benefiting us? Generally, team, whenever you are provisioning a set of resources in Azure Cloud, for example, in our example, if you consider where we started provisioning about the database, correspondingly subnet, right, and also the private DNS. So that was our previous example, right? PDS. Okay, I'm just keeping. So to provision these things in real time, you may need to provision the same thing across other environments also. I just showed you an example, just provisioning these components. But in real-time use case, usually you need to provision the same thing for dev environment, right? And also the another set for SIT, another set for UAT, another set for the pre-prod, and finally last one for the production. So 5 times you need to execute your Terraform code. But this case, your code will be same as it is, but only the changes are the input files. If you consider, if you recall our discussion, the input files are specially we discussed about dev.tfs, sit.tfs, uat.tfs, or something like that. Okay. So the ultimate point here is your code is completely consistent across all the environments. You are just changing the parameters, which are the input values. So in that way, you can maintain the consistency for your infrastructure. Definitely, for example, if you could provision for dev environment, which is a database with a D8 mission, the same thing you can control in other environment also. No, you don't want D8 in the production. You want to change that one to D16. Of course, you simply need to come with the prod.tfs with the D16. That's all. In this way, you can completely maintain the code consistency and the values, what are the parameters which you are parameterizing, that is your call. Okay. Based upon the infrastructure capacity, based upon the cost where the client is offering you. So based upon that, you can just bring it up. Okay. So your IAC code is completely consistent across all the environments. That's the point actually. Fine. So the next use case here is, you can think about the next one here is you can think about automated provisioning and updates. Okay. Automated provisioning and updates. Yeah. So generally, when it comes to the automatic provisioning, right, team. So firstly, why we are using pipeline? So far we have used simply Terraform plan, Terraform apply, Terraform destroy commands, right? So we just use it like that. But that may not be the right one every time. So for example, let's consider the real-time use case. Okay, you, for example, in your team, you have some 20 members team where one of the PO product owner is asking, please provision infrastructure for the production environment, the pre-prod. What exactly you will do? You will go to the virtual machine and you will go there. You will go to the folder. What exactly we did so far, right? So we just go to the virtual machine. After going to the virtual machine, we went for the Terraform folder, right? We have a Terraform folder, right? We went for the Terraform folder and followed by, you just apply the commands, right? You just apply the commands, but that may not be the right one for your real-time use case. Okay, that is just for you to understand the context. Okay, that's exactly the use case. You simply applied something like this. But every time, are you really interested to do like this? If someone comes and someone delete this particular modules in the VM, what you will do or what you can do? You cannot do anything, right? It's not definitely a reliable deployment. You cannot rely on this on the virtual machine folder structure. You cannot rely on this. Right. So what exactly we need to do in this case? Right. The best use case here is you need to use the pipeline where you can completely depend upon that one. Completely depend upon the pipeline, and it will provision infrastructure automatically. You can rely on your pipeline code, whatever the code you are writing over there. It will take care your sequence of events, Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, each and everything. You can have a full control on your pipeline. In that way, you can definitely have a very good view on your pipeline team and your infrastructure as well. All right. The next one here is another benefit usually you can get version control integration. Okay. So when it comes to the version control, if you see this one team, see the same case. Okay. For example, today, why developers are checking their code to the repository? Why don't they develop locally, and why don't they push that one to directly the Kubernetes cluster? So the reason for that one is when you are working in a collaborative environment, obviously 5 to 6 persons developers are working together on a single product where you need to maintain a proper repository where they are checking their code individually on their branches, right? That's where you are maintaining your versioning. For example, today you just deployed 1.0 and you can prepare 1.1. If something happens to 1.1, you can roll back to 1.0 also. Such a control is there with the Git version control system. In the same way, if we want to make sure the same collaborative environment, if you are the only one person, that's okay. You don't need to use this kind of Git and all. But obviously, if you go for the real time, this is completely scripting where you are developing some code. It definitely a collaborative environment where some 2-3 persons are there where you need to develop the code, right? So that case, you need to use the version control one. That's the best use case which you can think. When you go for the pipelining, obviously we will use the version control. So that's a additional add-on usually you will get with this pipeline stream. Okay. The next one is when you are using the version control, obviously there is a additional one. Usually you can prefer this one, which is a code review. That's a common thing, right? With the developers developing the code, usually they'll pass that code to the review for their tech lead or the manager where they're reviewing their code. In the same way, you can also manage your Terraform code in the version control, and you can ask your lead to take a review on your code. In that way, you can definitely make sure. Okay. So the pipelines are absolutely facilitating this one also. That's exactly the advantage. And coming to the version control, these are tightly integrated with these particular pipelines, right? That's exactly the use case if you use the pipeline stream. Okay. Right. So the next one here is and another interesting one is the secret management. Okay, secret management. Today team, if you recall our code, if you go to the Visual Studio Code, if you go there, if you double check your main.tf, whatever the main.tf you have, for example, this is what your main.tf. If you recall this one, see, you just completely placed your stuff inside, which is not at all safe, right? If these things are there, some wrong person hands, they can easily log into your subscription and they can play and they can take a control of your subscription if you don't have a proper MFA. So definitely it's a big issue for you. It's a threat also keeping the secrets just open like something like this. So if you are using pipelines, you can make sure your secrets are completely secure on the vault or on the library. You can pull the secret either from Azure Key Vault or you can use, so two ways are there. Either you can use Azure Key Vault, so which is the one helping us to just secure your secret, or otherwise you can use Azure libraries also. Okay, this is another one where you can keep each and everything here together, team. Okay, that's exactly the advantage, team. Okay, fine. So these are all the benefits usually you will get when you go for the pipelines, team. Okay, because these things are most of the things are tightly integrated with these particular pipelines, right? So that's exactly the use case if you go for the pipelines. All right. Now we will just proceed on this and we'll try to understand how exactly we can implement our pipeline, especially whatever the implementation we did so far, how we can make sure those things are really executed on the cloud environment. Okay, we'll see that one time. All right, but you know very well that before going for the Terraform pipeline, I just want to give some heads up for you. For example, team, you know the sequence of events, right? So generally you'll go for the Terraform init, right? Init, that's a common thing, and followed by Terraform plan is the one, okay, usually you will do. So which will generate a Terraform plan for you, and followed by the Terraform apply. So these are, forget about the destroy, okay? Don't keep always destroy along with you. Just go up to apply only, okay? Forget about the destroy, because if you want destroy is very easy, okay? Just submit the command, okay? That's why I'm not adding that one here, because that may lead to a issues also in your real time. If really needed, then you can add that command. Okay, so based upon that one only. All right, team. So when we are discussing especially about the pipeline things, right? So firstly, if you recall, generally this is what your repository. Okay, I'm just considering this is your repository where your module code is there. Okay, module code is there, everything is there. I'm just keeping module code followed by the root modules. Okay, root files. Okay, what are the TF main files? Okay, main.tf and variables.tf, TFS, everything is sitting here, and also the module code is here. Okay, all right, team. So generally, first what we need to do, I just want to keep one more interesting thing for you here. Dev.tfs is the one file, and this is the file today will vary from environment to environment. Agree? For example, if you go back to your script, this is what dev.tfs. Let's consider this one as a root. Okay, so that I think understanding would be good. Okay, this is a root, and for this root, if you pass dev environment. For this root, if you pass SIT environment. If you pass pre-prod environment. That's very clear. Now, what exactly the point I'm highlighting? Same infrastructure modules, no change on that one. That's what exactly you are maintaining the same infrastructure across all the environment. But the point, ultimate point is the thing, the variables are the one which are sitting in the TFS, right? So now what exactly the point I'm just thinking, why don't we keep these TFS, okay, safely into a storage account, which is a Azure storage account I'm just considering, okay? Azure storage account. I'm just keeping these things in the Azure storage account. So what I will make sure, when these things are getting executed, these things will be pulled automatically and those things will be passed for these commands. In this way, we'll make sure, team. So that's the first thing which I'm trying to highlight for you, okay? If you do this one, your TFS, whatever, if any sensitive information, if you think something is there inside, that is completely safe. So meaning that if you are passing something into your Terraform VAS, TFS, any sensitive information or any other information which you don't want to highlight to anyone, of course you can simply keep in your storage account, team. So that's the one which you can make sure. Okay, anyway, let's try to simulate this case. For example, again, the problem here is how to inform Terraform init, go there and fetch the VAS. Go there and fetch the VAS. Go there and fetch the VAS, right? So that's the first challenging thing usually also. So for that, we are introducing another one for you, which is a login. First, you need to log into the cloud environment. So that's the first step you need to do, team. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so to do that, team. So I'm just going here. I'm just adding. I'm just keeping the repository here. I'm just adding one more box. This particular box is the one exactly will help you. AZ CLI login. Okay, AZ CLI login. So by using AZ CLI login, which you will log into the portal account and you will download your TFS. That's the first thing usually you will do. Okay, download TFS from storage account. Okay, step number 1. Okay, now your TFS are ready because you already logged into the storage account from this part. This is what exactly I'm simulating, team. Okay, you already logged into the storage account, and from the storage account you just downloaded those things. Okay, you just downloaded those things. That's absolutely fine, right? So that's awesome actually. So you did already. So now my point here is, once you are clear this particular part, okay, CLI login, you downloaded this, right? Next, what exactly you need to do? You need to pass those TFS for the init command, right? So usually for the Terraform init, to be frank, VARs are not really required. Terraform init is the one which you need to execute this command under your project directory. That's the first thing which you need to do, correct? So that's only the thing you need to do. So ultimately, what exactly you need to make sure, the Terraform init should point the source directory where you should be able to apply the command called Terraform init. That's it. That part already you know. We don't need to really worry about that one, right? The simple Terraform init one. Alright, so once that particular part is done, team. So now what exactly you are going to do? I'm going to apply the plan. Okay, what exactly the plan will do? But tell me one thing, team. When you are applying the plan, obviously what exactly things you need to pass? You need to pass your var files, TFS, what are the vars you downloaded, right? That's a compulsory thing which you need to pass. Okay, sorry. That's a compulsory thing which you need to pass. So when it comes to the Terraform plan, whatever the downloaded vars are there, we will pass to this particular Terraform plan, and ultimately it will generate a plan for you, which is a Terraform.tf plan. Okay, we can call that one as terraform.tf plan. Okay, so this is the plan exactly it will generate. Okay, of course it will generate in the same directory only, you know that already. It will generate in the same directory only, right? So once that is also done, so what exactly you are going to do, then ultimately the next final one, okay, whoever the lead or tech lead or whoever is there, they will take a review on the Terraform plan. Is it really good? Is everything is expected? Is there something is going wrong? He'll take a review on the Terraform plan. That's why there is a necessity. That's why there is a necessity to publish this particular Terraform plan team. Okay, because it's an artifact team. It's an artifact which you need to have a reference for your future. So better submit just publish the artifact. If you publish the artifact, obviously it will be saved. Okay, so just publish it so that it will be referred for your future also. So once your Terraform plan is really good, then ultimately you did so far really well. Then once your tech lead reviewed your Terraform plan, okay, everything is awesome. Then finally we will go for the deploy, which is nothing but the apply stage team. Okay, when it comes to the apply stage, same case, right? Again, you will go to the project directory. Once you go to the project directory, you can simply apply the Terraform apply. So automatically the Terraform apply will take care, and Terraform apply with this particular TFS, whatever the TFS you have, then automatically it will start provisioning your infrastructure. So this is the sequence exactly you must follow. Okay, if you could follow this one, so this would be the easiest one which you can make sure in your real time. Okay, this would be the easiest one, but don't think like this. Okay, this is the only the final one. I will give one more, which is by using TerraGrant. That's the ultimate one which you can use in your real-time team. Okay, even this is also good only. Okay, this is also good, so nothing wrong in this. Okay, so this is the exactly the thing which we need to follow. All right, thank you for the session. See you in the next part.